All right. Ooh, what's up? What is up? Let's stop this metronome here. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good whatever it is for folks. My name is Steve Holmes, and we would like to officially commemorate the last day, hopefully, that we'll be using our little DIY hacky setup with the Apple earphone earbuds with the old studio can setup here for the listening, because today we ordered us some new Shure E535 in-ear monitors that will hopefully be here tomorrow. We'll see. Gotta love the Amazon. Gotta love the Amazon. Hey, what's up, folks? So last week we were talking about triplets and various triplet phrasing, whatever, and then I mentioned that song "Murdered by Numbers" by the Police, which is a lesser known tune on Synchronicity, that has this amazing drum intro that is just the cross stick on the upbeat triplets, like I was doing. And then we discovered that that was like, hey, that's the same thing that the groove is on "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" from Tears of Fears, right? Dun 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 dun, got, right? Same thing. Except Stuart Copeland does it like on his cross stick, of course, right? If you haven't heard those tunes, definitely check them out. Anyway, we kind of discovered like the similarities between these two, and I thought that was super cool. And so obviously, like all week, that's been in my head. And today I thought it would be cool to like, turn on the click and kind of mess with that and maybe use that for our theme for the opening portion. So that's what happened there. I like to, when I turn on the click, I don't like it to spoon feed me like every note. Like I like to just kind of give me big downbeats and like leave some space so that I can kind of test my time and see if my time is on the grid, which sometimes it wasn't, as some of you may have noticed. But that's that's the journey, right? That's why we're practicing, and I like the idea of sharing like the mistakes and just the overall journey for musicians and drummers, to see like sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't get it right, but even when you don't get it right, like the intention is there, right? And that's the intention is just the first step in a several step process, and that's something we like to talk about on the stream here, is like just the process from beginning to end. The end is hitting drums. And so there's a lot of steps, before that final step, and I like that. And not a lot of folks talk about that because a lot of it is internal and it's hard to articulate, and so we try. To articulate that and several other things. Anyways, what's up? We're streaming live from the Los Angeles area. It's July 8th. We're doing stuff. We're streaming to YouTube. We're streaming to Facebook, I think. Streaming to Twitter, streaming to Twitch, and streaming to Kick. Kick.com actually is a kind of a new alternate streaming thing. And yeah, so checking out some questions here on YouTube. We got Jimmy. Jimmy says, Steve, do I see the 1980s Tony Williams Gretsch Against the Wall? You sure do. We've got a couple posters here that are not hung up, but just to kind of show. This is signed. This is signed right here. This was a gift from my good friend Scott Klein, who's an amazing guitar player and also works in television and movies as a color corrector. Used to, anyway. I don't know if he still does. Anyways, we played in a rock band in the 90s together. So much fun. And he gave me that. He got it signed, and he was holding on to it, and he decided to give it to me. Yeah, so your eyes do not deceive you. That's my Tony poster. I just decided not to hang up any, like, I don't know what I'm doing in here, and other than trying to drum and trying to get the drums to sound good and trying to get the camera to like look decent with lighting. Like, other than that, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, we need we need some curtains, we need to kind of 2.0, I think, the look of this place. So yeah, Tony Williams posters, a couple other posters down there. Maybe I'll show them off too. But yeah, Jerome says, "What's up? What's up, Jerome?" Jerome wants to hear some buzz rolls. Not going to happen. Just kidding. Let's see, behind the bead, very nice groove. Thank you, quintuplet pulse. Yeah, we tried to kind of go to like a 5 against 2 kind of thing, and I can get on board with that, but man, it's hard to ride that wave, it's hard to for me to orchestrate 5/2 like into grooves and stuff, the first step for me is those just internalizing what that sounds like. We've talked about that before. Yeah, and the way to get that going is just to play quintuplets hand to hand. And when you do that, your right hand, actually both hands, are doing 5 against 2 already. And I remember, I think it was Greg Bissonette mentioned that on like an old Modern Drummer sound supplement. I think. I forget. I read it somewhere. But that's something else we talk about a lot on here is like, if you're playing a particular subdivision, hand to hand, then each hand is doing half of that subdivision. It's just your main hand is on the downbeat and your other hand is displaced by, whatever that subdivision is, So if you're playing hand-to-hand quintuplets, your right hand is playing 5 against 2 on the downbeat and your left hand is playing 5 against 2 displaced by a single quintuplet, basically. Oh, man. So yeah, that was fun. And so, when I memorized what that sounded like, dat, 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 like the first 3 notes of the 5, occur before the downbeat, before the count of 2. The third one is right before it. So it's like dat, 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 2, dat, 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 that kind of thing. And so, this is one of those times where I should just quickly demonstrate that. Maybe I'll see if I can demonstrate what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's interesting. I can hear me wanting to kind of move the quarter note a little bit, like when I go to that 5 against 2 thing, which is interesting. Like I need to work on that, like with the click, because I'm trying to, like when I switch to 5/2, I'm basically like reciting in my head like what it sounds like, and I need to not do that as much, and instead just play it on the grid to the current subdivision. So yeah, 5 against 2, and once you can do that, once you memorize what that sounds like, then you can put that, put it on the kit, put a groove over top. Dat, 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 dat. Hey, AJ is here, my friend. AJ, what's up? Oh man, yeah. See if you can. You know what, AJ? I'm gonna play a quick groove. All right, let's. You can play along at home, AJ. I'm gonna play a little groove, real quick. Okay. I'll